Garcelle has been now promoting her new movie, but the only thing people want to talk about when it comes to her is Housewives. It seems that Garcelle has lost another black girl because she has been on the full press run promoting her latest movie, Taken at a Truck Stop, a black girl missing movie. But the only thing that made headlines was when she was asked about Housewives. Now, I don't plan on watching the movie for my own personal reasons, but I would encourage y'all to do so because although the subject may be sad, it is important and we do need to be informed. I've seen with the Perfect Neighbor, everybody was saying this was trauma porn and this was, traumatic. But I do think I don't know when we got into a space where we didn't watch things. I just feel like with this new, everybody's so woke nowadays. I can't do this and this for my mental health. We need to watch things like this so we can know how to respond, right? Because me watching that movie, I didn't see any a way to respond. My thing is, I feel like that once the neighbor started calling the police and started calling the kids names and doing stuff like that, I just would have removed my kids from being over there on their property because only two things could have happened from that. But I do think that we need to be informed on things like that. Okay. Now back to Garcelle. I must say, I've never seen a press tour of this magnitude for a Lifetime movie because that's all it was. It was just another Lifetime movie. But Garcelle was everywhere. And no matter where she went, the interviewers only seemed to want to talk about Housewives and had questions about Housewives. Okay. And you know I was coming to talk about it. Oh, you knew I was coming. You knew I was coming. Okay. So she was asked, and these questions are from when Garcelle was on Watch What Happens Live with Andy. And I don't know, for some reason, I feel like these don't be questions from the viewers. These be questions from people on the staff of Watch What Happens Live. Okay. So there was a question to Garcelle, well, did she know that she was going to quit the show before the reunion? She said that she didn't know that she was going to quit before the reunion, but she knew when she left the reunion that she was going to quit. I do believe that. I do believe that. I don't think the girls came into this season, and I said that on this season of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I think that those girls came into this season thinking that they were going to ice Dorit out and they was going to make Dorit look bad. And I think they were shocked to see that Dorit looked like the queen that she was. Oh, Jesus. Okay. I think that they were shocked, especially Kyle. I think that Kyle was gagged. But she should have known because I remember Kathy telling her when she was trying to get into it with Dorit again, girl, be brave. Be brave. I remember that. Okay. They also asked Garcelle, is her friendship with Sutton completely over? She said that the friendship with Sutton is completely over. She said that she didn't feel like Sutton had her back at the reunion, and that when she called Sutton afterwards, she didn't take any accountability. Girl, Sutton didn't have her own back at the reunion. I'm not surprised. I don't think that Garcelle and Sutton had a real strong friendship like that.
I don't give a fuck what y'all saying. I don't give a fuck what y'all saying at all.
They didn't. I think they played it up for the cameras because they thought that's what the viewers wanted to see, and they thought that that's what Twitter wanted to see. And I also think that when they joined the show, the viewers wanted to see the Fox Force 5 be brought down. Now, I must say, I was shocked to see that because when I watched the show, I watched Beverly Hills before Garcelle got on the show, but I've never really been a tweeter like that for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I used to tweet and get on Instagram and talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, but not really Twitter. So I had no idea what the fan base was thinking. And I was shocked. I didn't even really see me watching the show of Fox Force 5. I didn't really see it. And so, but I do know that when Garcelle joined the show that they wanted to see them taken down. Okay. I don't think that Sutton didn't have Garcelle back. I think that Garcelle wasn't standing on business and she didn't want to look like the bad guy all the time, right? I know that we can all agree that when Sutton used to get into it with certain girls on the show in earlier seasons, it would seem like she was being ganged up on, but that was because she was always into it with all of the girls. And Garcelle used to come in and help her because it was more than one person she was getting into it with. She was being ganged up on a little bit, and Garcelle was having her back. But that's not what Garcelle wanted. That's not what Garcelle wanted. For instance, when Garcelle asked Kyle about her and Morgan, she was the only one that was questioning it. And she had already talked to Sutton about it before, and Sutton really told her she didn't care about it. So why would you get into a group setting with Kyle and ask Kyle about the question and then get upset because you look like the bad guy, or as Garcelle would say, she looked like the asshole when you was the only one who wanted to ask the question? That's not me having your back. Right? I don't look at that me not having your back. I already told you I didn't care about it. You want to go against this girl, then you go against her. Now, if anybody else jump in, I'm jumping in with you. Right? But if you want to go at this girl about her relationship with Morgan, then you go at her about her relationship with Morgan and let that be what it is. I'm not jumping into that. Now, the robbery with Dorit, that's the only thing I can see from the reunion that Garcelle felt like that she wasn't being supported on with Sutton. But my thing is, Garcelle kept bringing up this dead-ass robbery as if it was some trump card or something, right? And don't get me wrong, I know a lot of people don't think that the robbery was real, but Garcelle never really had any real information that it wasn't. Garcelle said that she saw Dorit in some jewelry. When it came to the reunion, she tried to make it seem like it was just something tongue-in-cheek, and it didn't have to change her reality. Girl, you saying that you saw me in some jewelry that I told you was taken can get me locked up in jail, and you didn't see me with that. Now we see that Wendy was over here, right? Seen with jewelry that she claimed was already taken all over social media. And the robbery between Wendy and Eddie, or the robbery that took place, or alleged robbery with Wendy and Eddie, was totally different from the one that Dorit talked about, right? There was no insurance fraud charges happened. We didn't see any arrests. We didn't see any mugshots. The police, the Beverly Hills Police Department, didn't come out and do a press conference, neither did the LAPD, right? So we didn't see any of that. Now, we actually saw robbers go into Dorit's house. Now, I will admit, leaving the cell phone is suspicious, right? But I don't think that should fall on Dorit. You can't blame a victim because a robber was stupid or made a mistake. You just can't. I always thought that was a flawed argument. True story. I don't know if I ever told y'all this before, but I was with my aunt and we went to a gambling house, and 4 men ended up coming in there with guns and robbed the place, right? I was on the ground, face down, and the dudes didn't even touch me. They never touched me. I was not the only man in there. It was half men, half women that was in there. It was about 30 of us in there. And it was 4 people that came in there and robbed. And I had like $300 in my pocket. And the whole time I was just thinking, God, please don't let me get shot. Please don't let me get shot. You know, I don't want to be dead. You know what I'm saying? He dead in a gambling shack. You know what I'm saying? But they never touched me. Now, to me, I think that is stupid, right? Because I would like to think that if I was going to go rob a place, that I would have everybody in there stripped down butt naked, and I'm taking everything, every piece of jewelry. We checking all of the pockets. We taking cell phones. We taking everything, right? But that's not reality. When robbers are robbing places, I would like to think that their adrenaline is pumping and they're trying not to make mistakes in the process. But to me, the robbery itself is a mistake. So I don't get it. But the truth of the matter is, nobody was going to stand with Garcelle on that robbery, but people on Twitter. And I feel like that Garcelle was oftentimes performing for Twitter, and Twitter is not real life. It's just not. Okay. Now, she was asked what was her biggest regret on the show, and she said that Jax getting hurt on the show was her biggest regret.
So let it go.
Girl, let it go. Let it go. I thought that she was going to say her biggest regret was her raising her paddle for $5,000 and didn't pay. That's what I thought her biggest regret was going to be. And I think that was my biggest problem with Garcelle on the show, was how she used to play with race. I feel like Garcelle would use the race card on some of the women that she didn't like to make them appear a certain way. And she never did that with Sutton. And I feel like that Sutton was the biggest Karen on the show. From the first time I saw her, I knew what I was looking at. I knew that I was what I was looking at, and I knew it in the way that she behaved. Okay? Garcelle did not think that Kyle was a racist when she said that she didn't pay at the reunion. She did not. She never said it at the reunion. She waited until she seen things on Twitter, and the next season she ran that shit straight down to Kyle. She ran it straight down to Kyle after she seen it on Twitter. I don't think that she liked Dorit, and she tried to make Dorit appear as a racist or a Karen. And I think that she wanted certain girls to kiss her ass. right? But she sat there and excused all of Sutton Karen antics. She excused all of Sutton's mama's Karen antics. And she even let Sutton call Bowles an angry black woman on the after show and got to the reunion and act like she didn't hear her say it. And Bravo had to roll the beautiful bean footage. Yes, baby. And let's not forget how she even tried to play the race card on Bowles. Because after the reunion was filmed, she said she made the post about all skin folk, not kinfolk. And again, when she went to the Breakfast Club on this press tour, they was getting ready to ask her that question, and she quickly diverted and said, "I'm here to talk about the movie." Girl, don't nobody care about nothing else you're talking about. Don't nobody care about nothing else you're talking about. We only want to talk about Housewives with you. But the Lifetime movie, we're all gonna watch it. Shout out to Nene Leakes. We all are gonna watch it. And I don't think listen, that was I'm not gonna get mad, okay? But I do think that I don't think the press run would have been that big had she not quit the reunion or the show in the fashion that she did. I don't think so. Because this was for a Lifetime budget, this was a huge press run. Garcelle was everywhere, but I'm not mad at her, baby. I'm not mad at her, okay? Now, it was a woman in the audience. She asked, is there anyone that can leave the show that will make her consider coming back? And she said, Erica. So that means that she has a problem with Erica, right? And Erica really hurt her feelings at the reunion with that not interested in coming. Because when Erica told her, girl, I guess she was more interested. And Garcelle said, that's a shitty thing to say. And Erica was like, girl, you kind of led me there. Garcelle liked to take shots and think that when people, and think that people are just supposed to smile and say nothing back. No, but Garcelle take a lot of shots. And like Erica said, girl, you led me there. You take a lot of shots in your confessional and in the after show and stuff, and then you think that everybody is supposed to be smiling, or when we say something to you, it's supposed to be above board. No, baby. No. She really thought, and she said it at the first season reunion, I think that the girls were scared to go at me because they were scared of Black Twitter. And that probably was true, but she was only going to get away with that for so long. And I don't think that Erica Blanco was scared of that at all. Okay? What else did she say in the reunion? Oh, she said that she ended up running into Mauricio and PK, and PK asked her, how does she feel now on a 1 through 10 after she left the show? And she said she's at a 30. That she likes being private now. She likes her privacy, and that she's enjoying her son's last year of high school and them getting ready to go to college, and she's been going join her grandkids. At the end of the day, I did not dislike Garcelle. Again, I think that the only housewife that I do not like is Monique Samuels. I like Garcelle, but I see bullshit in her, and I've seen a lot of bullshit in her. Okay, but I do think that Garcelle did what she was supposed to do with this platform. I'm glad that she didn't get fired. Shit, I feel like if she got fired, she was gonna be like Nene Leakes. We was gonna see her on Live with Benjamin Crumb for Jesse Jackson. But I'm glad that she's starting to get work afterwards. And I think that she did what she was supposed to do with this platform. You're supposed to capitalize off of it. And I think that we all can agree that before Garcelle joined the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, she was kind of an afterthought. She was not no Black Hollywood royalty or no Hollywood royalty like the people on Twitter tried to make it seem, right? She was not that. But we are starting to see Garcelle in a lot of more places now than we did before she joined the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And that's what she's supposed to do with the platform. But let me know, what do y'all think? Did y'all enjoy Garcelle on her press run? And did you watch Garcelle lose another Black girl? Did you watch it? I'll probably check it out if I got some time. If I remember it, I think I'll probably have to DVR it or something like that. But y'all, that's all I got right now. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, and I will see y'all later. Adios.